Hello, hello. Quick test. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the network stage. I see that it's getting crowded more and more. Let me introduce myself as we will start this panel with the state of Solana Memecoin. So my name is Kouga. I work at the Solana Foundation grant team, and I'm also community lead Europe for Jito. So it's time to welcome our guests. So Den.
How's it going? My name's Den from Tampa. I'm one of the founders of Chonky, the fat cat on Solana. Been around for a year and almost a year and a half.
Hi, cool. This is Socratic. We are building a product called Flippin. It's a meme token launchpad. We are very new to Solana ecosystem. Only live on beta mainnet for about like 2 months. So yeah, great to be here.
So my first question would be like, Memecoin doesn't have like a long time span, and you just said that you were here like for a year and a half, which is super long overall, like in Web3 and in Memecoin. So can you explain like more about what Chonky is doing and why is it like still live after a year and a half today?
So I mean, the lifespan of a meme coin is very short. And I think one thing that we do just to like keep going and stay active is attend as many events as possible. We focus a lot on like the Web2 side with our merch. We've got really cool hoodies, hats. We've got our plushies, and yeah, I think it's just staying active, trying to follow trends, being ahead of it, going after it, but just staying active on the timeline and just, giving the community as much content to make memes, keep it sharing and keep it alive.
And Socratic, like you just said that you were on beta net, I mean testnet for like a few months. Can you explain more why are you still like in testnet right now and not going mainnet or?
It's on mainnet. Yeah. It's on mainnet, but beta mainnet. So it's
Okay.
invite code.
Okay.
We're just testing out the products right now.
Okay. Okay. And what's the point of like for users to use Flippin today? Like, in a sentence, can you like like give us a way to like go and check Flippin?
Yeah, so the TLDR is we actually been in the meme space for a very long time, like starting from like Pepe time to like then then also Shiba Inu time. We're also having like back and then a long time ago we're having active conversation with the Shiba Inu managers proposing like they should probably carry on the community initiative and maybe like proposing them to build a church like meme coins is very fun, right? Even before Pump Fun that was live like early last year, we were also doing a lot of meme coin across different networks, and the thing that caught our attention is that we've been participating in a lot of meme coins probably mid last year on for all variety of tokens that are available on Pump.fun. And back in that time, meme coins very fun. Like we go to the communities, we chat with chat with each of the community member and talk about the culture, talk about like how do we show the tokens, and go into Twitter, support them. This like for every token that go gets good community attention, they have some like culture or they have some unique characters, right? For example, like chill guys, right? Chill guy was a very hot icon on Twitter. Sorry, on TikTok, and the chill guy team has some, I don't know, back and forth conversations with the chill guy artist on TikTok, they eventually like mint another tokens, right? And these processes were very fun, including like Filecoin was very fun. Then, but after that, we towards the late of last year, we found out like there's no meme coin participation anymore. Like there's less and less. More of the user activity is actually coming from the trading terminals, right? We only care about like win rates. We only care about smart money. We only care about like short temporary game. That takes a lot of like I don't know, the speculation basically takes a lot of like early profits. like for people just try to hold them, right? It becomes very dumb just to participate in meme coin, right? So at that point, we're thinking, oh, maybe we should do something like fun, right? So we designed a product called Flippin. And initially, we had the idea of creating a meme platform that's Tinder style, so you can swipe left and right to like choose your favorite tokens, and in the sense you are interacting with the meme coins as you trying to like ape into different meme and try to understand them, right? And then we eventually switch into TikTok style, which like we have 3 backbone algorithms supporting and presenting, empower the interactions between the meme coins and the meme devs and the users. And in a sense, we incentivize them to like check more about this meme coin, to share them on Twitter, and to trade on the platforms instead of going to third-party portals. Yeah. So yeah, we wanted to use this product to bring back participations, and yeah, we're still trying out different experiments. Yeah.
Yeah, that's super interesting. And one thing, like one question that I really like to ask to you, then, because that's a sentence that you might have heard like dozens of times, is like meme coins are dead, meme coin is over, and we always see like some cycle coming, airdrops, meme coins, and more. And since you've been in for a long time, what do you say to someone who always tell you like meme coins are dead?
Um, well, I think I guess it's like kind of like a tough question because there is some meme coins that are dead, but I think it's because the difference is the team behind it. So if you're looking at meme coins, and especially if you're looking for some that you want to hold long term, or even like, go to sleep overnight on stuff, because there's some coins that you can buy and like, you'll have nightmares. You're trying to go to sleep. You're checking your wallet right before you're going to sleep. Like, did a rug on me yet? So I think just knowing the team behind it, what they're doing. And I think that's like one thing people probably like about Chonky is as a meme coin founder that I am doxxed. Like I put my face out there in public. And I think there's not many meme coins that, who the founder is. And they usually are trying to hide. So I think that's like a good thing to just know that like some meme coins are dead, but some, like you look at Bonk, like Bonk's been around forever. They're always doing stuff, staying active. And Bonk's also been like an inspiration for me. I got the early airdrop on Christmas that one year that saved Solana. So yeah, I mean, I think it's just knowing the team, who's behind it, and the community behind it.
Yeah, and continuing on this topic, as you might have seen, like I have like a bonk vest, which is super great. But yeah, continuing on this topic is like you just said that you have to know the team and you're building thing and everything. You personally, do you aim at having the same path as Bonk? Where for me personally, I think that Bonk has changed the way they look like in front of people. Like at first it was like a meme coin, everything receiving an airdrop, but today Bonk has done way more than just being a meme coin, having a lot of merch, having, as you do, doing like a Bonkathon and being sponsor and doing huge events. Is that something that you aim as well, like trying to get away from the meme coin topic, but also
Yeah,
being
I think that's what I said. So I think like when we look at the example with Bonk, like they've done a lot from just being the meme coin to providing utility. I mean, like I'm sure you remember Bonkmas. There was, they partnered with so many other like DeFi platforms, and there was so many activations and stuff that they did that kind of separates them away from being a meme coin and just being like a coin. And I think that's one thing that I tried to balance between, because I've done some stuff with like Camino, Jupe, and in the early days, like creating pools and giving incentive for that. But I still want to keep the essence of like a true meme coin, where it's like there's not really much utility behind it other than like funny art, funny memes, and being able to have plushies and good merch. So I think it's like there's still like some things that I like to do. Especially with like airdrops and stuff like in the early days. But I think it's important to kind of like walk an edge of like, are you doing too much that you want to be considered a utility, or, stick to like what a meme coin is? Because I mean, you look at some coins and it's literally just a coin, so there's a middle ground of where we try to stand.
So indirectly, you're saying that meme coin will stay over time. So in like 3, 4, 5 years, you'll still see meme coins. That's a true question. I don't have the answer. but I'm asking myself.
Yeah, I mean, the future, it's you never know what's really like, set forth, but I think as long as you just keep trying and like keep doing stuff, I don't think memes will like essentially die ever. Cause I mean, like even in like the bear market, people were making meme coins. It just wasn't as popular as it was now. But I think people are always going to make meme coins and there's always going to be a runner that will pop up from it.
Yeah, and going forward, maybe with Flippen, we can. I have this question of, you've seen the pump domination, and today, like even though the volume is being reduced, we still have this domination of pump.fun over meme coin. What's your strategy to go forward? Like not being against them, but trying to grab like some market share.
Um, I'm not sure. So was it's just before coming into the game, we did some data analysis, or also did some like studies on Pump.fun. One thing we don't particularly like is that Pump.fun trying to take revenue or in their pocket. They be just dumping so like nonstop.
Yeah.
And for all this revenue, they be just like collecting in their own pockets. And which could be like probably better used if because like they being one of the large like benefit parties of being Pump the Fund will only be successful on Solana. Let's put it this way, right? So in the sense, like if I were maybe like do it in a more generous way, I'll probably like think of more Web3 style, right? Thinking about redistributions of like revenues, like maybe care a little bit about users, and maybe like instead of like going to like build their own decks, maybe like build a chain, right? But still focus on Launchpad and building a Launchpad ecosystems. So I think like the sense of the sharing economy is somewhat lacking on Pump. It's not criticism, but I think something can be considered. Where on us, we just like first thing is we just want to have some fun, right? It's a meme coin in the end, right? And secondly, it's about like building a sharing economy. So as a platform, and our thesis is we wanted to like give out the most of revenues in the hands of those people who participate, contribute value of the platform, who are like basically do social interactions on the platforms and do like trading on the platform and create tokens on the platforms, right? All this revenue basically will distribute out, right? And our current strategy is we're basically trying to experiment different things, and the current strategy is basically like one of the things that we felt is very particularly hard is getting to the distribution channels. So most of the nowadays, like 84% of the volumes, meme coin trading volumes, actually come from bots and trading terminals. So, but getting as a startup, getting integration to all of them is very difficult. So, as we now see that like Radium and Meteora are coming down on the floor to like doing Launchpad service, we basically gonna partner with them and to tap into them.
And that's super interesting because you said like sharing revenue, like giving more to the community and all. But a few months ago, I think it was end of 2024, like Anatoly put a tweet of meme coin should be used, if possible, to like redistribute to serious project. Not saying that PumpFun is not serious or you're not serious, but it's more like giving to building project on Solana, like finding a way of distribution. Is it something that you thought about in any way at any moment when I know Pump.fun is doing like way too much volume and like fees, but if there was a way for you to redistribute these fees, how would it be?
Good question. I think first of all is trying to know the who the key clients of your service are. Basically, meme devs, right? You want to like do a good service to the meme devs. It's a service business in the end. Like you are a platform. Like your platform will have zero value if no one gonna launch a token because it's a launchpad, right? So like very service oriented to look into like what are the key problems these like meme devs are facing and trying to address their pain points. So for example, like one of the things is like if you launched token the Pump the Fund previously and token graduates on Radium, and you usually see that's like a quality meme dev will probably need to like do a certain degree of wash trades. that's like just happened, right? And for example, for a 10 million market cap meme coins, daily trading volume will be like a 10 million ish, and that's like $20,000, $25,000 a day, right? And this cost is actually incurred by the meme devs, and these fees can actually be collectible, right? Because like it's the meme devs that lock these LPs, but 80% of the protocol revenue still go to the LP pool, and if these fees are restorable, and it will lower down the cost of the meme devs to launch tokens. Right, this is one of the pain points. And gladly we see that like Radium's launch labs and Meteor's launchpad is also doing them, and so yeah, yes. So one is like just focus on the services needs of the meme devs, and yeah, I'm not sure if that's a question.
Yeah, that's a good answer. And switching completely topics to go back on Chunky, because I've held Chunky for quite some time, and at one point I was like, okay, that's cool because they made me want to hold them, the way they interact on Twitter, the way they make memes, also merch. I'm a big fan of merch, and I was like, oh, I want some plushies of some Chunky plushies and everything. So that's why I held some token. But how do you plan on like pushing your holders to keep the token? Like, is it like, do you have like some strategies, or is it just like, okay, let's go with our like communication strategies and they will hold for sure?
Yeah. So in that sense, like when I look at like the holders and I try to make sure like I reach out if I know anybody that's has like a significant amount. I've created like a Telegram chat. We call it the Billy Club. So if you hold a billion chunky, you get put in there, and then I share alpha, I share things that we're doing, things that are coming up next. When we first created it, every person that was holding a billion got a chunky, a hoodie, T-shirt, and just like some merch before we like opened up the shop to anybody. So I think it's like really important to take care of your top holders, and then as well for like new holders coming in. I think a lot of people just believe on the vision of Chonky and see like a good future with it, not even just in Web3, but in Web2 as well, because our merch guy, 527 Sensei, he's he's really good, like with detail, attention to detail, like even coming out with these plushies. So I think like seeing these like on shelves and stuff is something that's we're gonna like focus a lot more coming up for the next year, is trying to get more in retail, see it in stores. And I think that can give people, hope and a reason to like keep holding.
Yeah, and continuing on that, I think that you just said like having people on Twitter, Telegram, Discord, and everything, but also going on this and taking an example on like Pengu or Bonk, they have like two different strategies, and they are bringing some style of gamification within their ecosystem. Is that something that interests you? Because I know that we are like in Web3, everyone knows how to use new tech. So like having a sort of gamification for me is super interesting. Is it something that you've thought about or interested into?
Honestly, I've talked with people about like games and stuff, and I know we have like Chonkies in Soul Arena. And I think there's like a couple of other ones that like people have just been like, hey, like, can we use Chonky and put them in? I'm like, free to do it. Like, I don't mind. I'll support you. I'll give out some tweets, whatever you want to do. But I think is like for like the core team and our main direction, like we don't really focus too much on the gaming side of it.
Okay, nice. Staying on meme coins. Yeah. So, question for both of you guys. What is like, that's a very large question, so you can answer whatever you want. There is no like right answer, but what is the next step for meme coins from now on?
The next step, I mean, I think just like the true essence of a meme coin, like I said, is just being something funny, viral, people can relate to, and a community forms behind it. So as long as people, do that with meme coins, I think like that's just always going to be kind of the state. I think as well too, a lot of the what like the last like 3 or 4 months, we've had like a lot of like celebrities and stuff kind of get their way into there. I mean, you look at like the Trump, the Melina, um, all those. I think that's left a bad taste between holders, because then that kind of takes away like what the meme coin is, and they just kind of look at it as like a pump and dump, because it's like they know they have an audience and like that's what they're doing. But when you look at like true meme coins, I think those are ones where it's like, there's not a big name behind it. It's just the community is what pushes it, not a singular person.
Yeah. First of all, I agree. Like Trump token is not meme coin. Melania is not meme coin.
No.
They are at most fans token. That's it. All right. They're very different to meme coins. And also maybe like going back to one of the early questions you asked, like will meme coin stay? I 100%. Meme coin will ever like forever stay. There's always gonna be new memes, right? Like even without the coins, memes will always pop up in the world. You go to TikTok, there's like hundreds of memes or hundred thousands of memes every day popping up, and some of them catching attentions. Right. The difficult part is just trying to like commercialize it, bring monetary value and sustain the monetary value. That's the hard part, right? So I think one of the interesting thing is about opening up the connections between meme coins and more Web2 users, or maybe like a general like market users. That's because meme coin is like the differentiation. I see the differentiation between meme coin is and a regular like maybe coin or product coin, a legit coin, is that the one is like meme coin without a product, and secondly is because it does not have a the product, it's very easy for you to explain meme coin to like an ordinary like audience out there, right? It's just about culture. It's just like about explaining storytelling, right? And human beings evolve on storytelling. It's just natural, right? So I see like meme coins will be like one of the best ways to onboard more users into the space, right? Even though not a best example, but like Charm token launch, like it gets how many users from right, moonshot, right? Like because of Trump, right? And probably like, there's gonna be more like as people like going to we see examples of different meme devs trying to go to TikTok and buy IPs and try to commercialize on those hot IPs. And this could be a potential ways of meme coins, how meme coin gonna evolve, right? And because the content creators out there in the general market, there's so many of them, but they don't necessarily understand the how to monetize or how to like commercialize on this value, right? So one of the ways is probably like some good meme devs with good intention, right? Definitely not rugging, right? Just approaching them to trying to like work with them and create some like bring more mimetic values into the Web3 space, and also as a way, because those memes are available in the traditional social media platforms, and if we like commercialize on this on the meme value of that, we can potentially get more users into the Web3 economy, right? So this could be one way, and on the product side, I would say probably we're definitely going to see pub monopoly does not make sense. We're definitely going to see a challenger coming up that's going to at least capture a certain percentage of the market share. Right now, there's still probably like 99% dominance across the market, and like even in any states of the market does not make sense, no matter what they do, right? So who is going to be the next challenger, and what are the things they're gonna do? Is going to be very interesting to see. Yes.
Like that's a good type of question that goes into the next one for me, because we've seen like everyone coming on Solana, Trump on Solana, Pengu coming on Solana. Do you think we could be like meme coins somewhere else when we already have like this big ecosystem like grown and like infrastructure on Solana? And I know that we've had like, for example, Avalanche trying to say, hey, we're gonna do meme coins too, you should come. It seems like I don't want to like throw things on someone else, but you cannot create culture, as you said. You cannot create hype on something like I mean, you cannot create something such as meme coins. Like, hey, meme coin season is coming. So, do you have like a preferred other blockchain where you think meme coins could be built on, or Solana is the only one?
Solana's the only one. Like when you think about it, not just because like I'm a Sol Maxi, but I mean it's like ETH's been around forever, but like why didn't they have, the influx? Why did Trump launch on Solana? Why did all these people, celebrities, they come to Solana because it's fast, easy on board, and the culture is really good. And you've seen other chains try to put out, like, oh, we got meme coins, Base is doing, tokenize anything, but they don't really have a good reputation for meme coins or just in general. But I think just Solana, it's the better chain of anybody just to like transact on, to build on. UI is always better. If you've ever tried to like go away from Solana, buy memes on ETH or like other blockchains, it's clunky, it's not fun, and it's just not as smooth and easy. And especially with meme coins, getting in early with the speed. You've got Axiom, the BullX, all those like platforms that literally just make it like super easy just to get in, get out, and trade. Where you're not going to get that on other platforms.
Yeah, I agree. Solana is the only one. Maybe a good example of that, referencing to the Web2 world or whatever, the traditional market is like meme coins is like almost like casinos, right? So you're thinking about like opening up like Las Vegas is there, and you think like Las Vegas is like the casino in Las Vegas is making a lot of money, and say for example like um I don't know, what's a good country like Vietnam, for example. Say we really like that, and we're gonna open a casino in Vietnam, and it's going to be in different scale, right? And because the image is already built there, brand is already built there. When you talk about Las Vegas, it's probably like everyone just think about this. It's a casino city, right? Or it's an entertainment city. Or when you think about casino, like you automatically think about like we're probably wanted to go to Las Vegas, right? So this is going to be very very hard. Like on social image side, is very hard to change. And very very hard to challenge. And second thing is like meme coin nowadays, um um is still quite extractive, like at most like quite extractive game, right? There are probably like a dozens of people that's quite generous, like going to continue building the meme coin, but like mostly meme coins are a quite extractive game, like a zero sum game, right? It's a PvP, right? Against so um so the mindset of the participants of meme coins is like I want to make money, and then if you think about it, the supply chains, the meme devs, they want to make money, and the meme devs under the meme devs there's like shillers or like influencers. They want to make money. They want to take some money. And under influencers, there's probably some like degen traders. They want to make some money, right? And under the degen traders, there's some like retail traders. All of them want to make some money. And we need basically a sufficiently large market to feed the supply chain, right? And see that's like as examples that you see like Avalanche or like or even like recently BSC try to incentivize like meme coin growth, right? And they the way they do that is they throw money into meme coins. Say, hey, I have 20 million incentive, come. Of course, people will come because there's 20 million to grab, right? And BSC as well. Like they initially put down 40 million of trading incentives to all the meme coins, right? And also they have the exits to the Binance or whether to be Alpha or wallets or the Binance Spot. At that time, even before the movement starts, like there was a small consensus on the ground of like meme coin devs. We're gonna go out there, we're gonna take this money, and we're gonna come back end of March. There was a small consensus out there, right? It's all money oriented. So one of the easiest ways, like you see, like people just offering money to try to build some meme coin community, meme coin attention, but you're not building a culture there. Like you're just throwing money to incentivize them, right? This is going to be very very short temporary, right? Unless we're going to see like probably two potential events that will trigger like a large portion of meme devs going out from Solana is first, an ecosystem founder is like a super degen. He's a meme coin participant himself or meme coin dev. Like the whole chain is about like meme coin.
Yeah.
Right. And he knows how to play this culture. Right. This is probably going to be like small possibility. And second possibility is like meme coin itself evolves. We don't know, like with AI, with whatever, like Web2 like things coming out here. We don't know how meme coin is going to evolve over time. And if meme coin evolve and the Solana ecosystem is not able to catch that and retain that, and it is like basically different like form of meme coin that rises in a different ecosystem, that could potentially like be a bigger trend there. Like for example, like virtual on base. That caught a little bit of attention there, right? And there's a small ecosystem building on virtual in base ecosystem.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool to know. And I want to continue on something because you have one announcement today that you wanted to share, and I'll let you just share it right now.
It's not an announcement. It's basically we are working directly with Radium and Meteora to use their Launchpad service to allow meme devs to use their services, and one of the key advantage of building on top of these two platforms is both Radium and Meteora are giving away the majority of revenues during the Moniker stage and also during the DEX stage. The trading fees and the revenue that they generate, giving out back to the platform, the service that integrate with them, and we're going to give all of them to back to the users.
That's super cool because
Yeah.
why did I wanted to hear this is because from outside everyone is always saying like meme coin. When you're not into it, meme coins is for kid. It's like childish thing. But the more we go forward, the more I see professionalization, and you're one that is doing it. Are you gonna go even further into professionalization of Flippin? Like, can you give us like some insight on your future? Because I know your position on Memecoin.
Yeah.
You're gonna stay Memecoin. That's super cool. And I want to know what if you have like some insight of the direction that Flippin is heading from today.
Yeah, that's a good question. So one idea is we're being exploring different possible venues to launch meme coin just directly. For example, if when you we had this idea of when you upload a video on TikTok, you can just automatically just launch it together with the meme coin, and the meme coins becomes available on like the meme coin trading platform Launchpad.
Yeah.
We tried it. We talked to the TikTok legal team and the operation team, and it's not going to work. They are very restrictive on the, like promoting meme coins within TikTok. But X is available, right? So we're going to allow users just like when they make a tweet or whatever, and when they see some good content on X, and they want to meme about it and create mimetic value on top of that. There's bots we are developing that's going to be focused on like good UX, that focus on like getting Web2 users, trying to launch them and earn a piece of the revenue as they could create this mimetic values and share with their communities. So I think, yeah, TLDR is we are more thinking about building into this wider distributions that's not like Web3 focused, like getting Web2 users can tap into the social media channels. And secondly is we will be more focused on the UX side, and trying to make people feel comfortable and simplify the process even further to launch a meme coins. You don't need to go to like website to fill a form to launch a meme coin. Just like yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think we've gone over all the insight on meme coins. I just want to close this chat with you guys in one or two sentences that you want to share with the audience about why should they come like hold meme coin or play with meme coins today.
I mean, first of all, money. That's like the main reason why a lot of us are here. But I think the culture as well, and just being behind something with the movement, having fun on Twitter, looking at funny memes, creating funny memes, and just like being a part of something. Because I think that's like what makes meme coin so great is just it's a bunch of holders getting together, sharing memes, ideas, and making money along the way, or losing money. But either way, it's fun, and we're all addicted to it. But yeah, I also want to say, if you find me later today, show me that you have some chonky in your wallet. I've got a couple of extra plushies with me and some other exclusive merch, and I'll hook you guys up with it.
Um, or maybe um, or just find a meme coin. If you want to ape into a meme coin, find a meme coin that you can participate, and that's very important. There are actually some fundamental values of meme coins, and participation and is one of them, right? You don't want to see a meme coin that like does not have a Twitter, does not you don't know who is involved in this, or kindly, and you cannot like go see the presence just outside of like this icon or logo out there, right? This is not going to work. It's all besides participation. Meme is just gambling, right? But there are some good values of memes, and try to like work around or have fun in the meme space.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks you guys for coming and for all the insight, and thanks to the audience. Goodbye.